The gang with the Millers.
In paradise. Breezy
Yeah.
paradise.
We are on the backside of a hurricane that went through, which we luckily didn't have any damage in it. A lot of rain, a lot of wind, but you might see it's a little bit gloomy in the background, but
Yep.
plenty of rain.
Hurricane Idalia.
Idalia, something, yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but anyway, yeah, we're very fortunate. So, and this cool breeze feels amazing. We're just hoping
Yeah.
it doesn't affect the audio. So,
It might, we don't know.
if there's
we'll
a little
proof it
windy,
before we post it.
But so welcome to episode 1 of Q&A Thursdays, where we answer your questions. So we asked a few days ago for people to submit their questions via email, and we've got some great questions, so we're going to answer those tonight.
Try to.
We'll do our best. And we did want to tell you that for future episodes, if you want to email the questions or just leave your questions in the comments, they'll save you a step. If you don't want to email, just drop the question in the comments and say, hey, here's the question for your Q&A Thursday.
Yeah, some people don't want to go to trouble to actually do an email, so we were talking about that earlier. So yeah, comment or email, either way. So.
Yeah, try to make it easy. But and some people did submit multiple questions, so what we're going to do tonight is just answer one from each person, and then we will save some questions for next time. So if we don't get to it tonight, then we'll work on it for next Thursday's episode. And my plan is to upload this and schedule it so that it's online every Thursday. I think I'm gonna go for 3 o'clock, sometime between 3 and 5. I plan on scheduling them, and they're gonna be up on Thursdays. So by the time you get home from work, they'll be there. Are you ready to dig in?
I guess.
Let's get started. All right.
Only one way to figure this out, and let's do it. So.
All right. Do you want me to read the question?
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
Okay. So this comes from Chris in Maryland. And let's see, it says, my question is, do you find your love for visiting the parks decreases since moving there, since you can go whenever you want? So, Randy, you give your answer and then I'll give mine.
We have talked about this before, actually.
Yeah.
And
I emailed them back and said, that's funny because we have actually talked about this amongst ourselves before, just never on a video. But we have.
Yeah, to get to my response on that, if that's worth a quarter, but anyway. I have mentioned to Teresa several times that as nice as it is to be so convenient to the parks and Disney and Universal and SeaWorld or whatever, it seems to me it does take a little bit of excitement out of it. Because in the past, because granted I was living in Virginia, it was a year-long planning thing to be vacationing down here, so the anticipation built up quite a bit. And being here now, and like I think we said in the video one time before, wake up Sunday morning, Saturday morning, whatever, hey, let's go to Epcot. We're gonna jump in the car and 30 minutes you're there. It's, to me, not quite the same thing. It's still amazing, don't get me wrong, but it does take a little bit of the anticipation and building up and some of the excitement away from it, for me, for that aspect. So that's just the way I feel.
Yep. So, while it does take away some of that excitement, and I was the same way from Louisiana. I mean, you plan and maybe you go every couple of years or whatever, and so it builds up and builds up, and so yes, some of the anticipation and that excitement is gone, but there's trade-outs, and to me, my love for the theme parks have not diminished at all. And I love the fact, like you said, you can just, go on a spur of the moment. But even more than that is when you come on vacation here, or at least we did, we want to get every minute, every penny's worth, you know, whatever, maximize it. And so you're rope dropping till closing, and I remember blisters on my feet. I would get that horrible Disney rash. Since I moved down here, I have not gotten it once, and it's awful. And that's from being on your feet so long. And so we go for 2 or 3 hours, you know, 4 hours, whatever, and we rest a lot. We take our time. My feet don't hurt. We aren't killing ourselves, you know, to cram everything into a short amount of time.
Yeah, that is a major plus. I mean, it's a different aspect of the excitement, of the anticipation and stuff like that. But the convenience of it, of going just a couple hours and not feeling like you're wasting your money and stuff like that, definitely changes it. And it's a different way to look at it, I guess you say. So.
Yeah, I just love, and now that we're here, you can do things that you normally wouldn't do when you're here on vacation, and like finding the little koi pond in the Japan pavilion at Epcot. I mean, there's so many little things that you can notice and appreciate, you know, when you're relaxed and taking your time. And, you know, we might go to Epcot and not ride a single ride, but have the best time because we're finding something new. And I just love taking our time, relaxing, exploring, enjoying all the nuances.
Yeah, like Teresa mentioned, and to hit on the same thing, is when you're on vacation down here and you come in here once a year or every other year, whatever, you feel like you got to get your money's worth, so you're jumping from one major thing to the other. So you miss a lot of the little stuff, and that's one of the amazing things to me, is go and do a few things, see some new stuff you've never seen before. In fact, the last couple of videos we did, to me, well, been some of our best, or at least to me anyway, because there's new stuff never done, and it's stuff, you know, some people may do whenever you go down here, but stuff I'd never done, and it was amazing to me.
Yeah,
you know, like the character dining at Garden Grill, which you know, to me, I've done a couple of character dining before, but not there, and that was really special to me.
Yeah. So yeah, the excitement and anticipation, it, you know, does go away, but I would not trade it for. To me, it's just a different type of magic. You just traded one type of magic for another.
Yeah.
To me,
it is. I mean, you know, I'm not saying there's negative to being here and taking some of the anticipation out of it, but it does change it a little bit.
Yeah.
You got to understand that. But it definitely benefits the other way a lot more so than coming here once a year or every other year, something like that. So yeah, definitely advantages.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Chris from Maryland. Really appreciate you submitting your question. We're going to go on to our next question.
See what the next one is here.
All right.
All right. Let's see here.
Right there. Okay. This is from Rita in Florida. It says, hello, Teresa and Randy. What fun Florida activities besides theme parks do you recommend?
Melbourne Beach.
When he read that question, that's the first thing that popped out of his mouth. Melbourne Beach. But
we've done quite a few things that weren't theme park related, but a lot of it is more a local type thing versus people from out of state type thing searching and wanting to do stuff like that, like Showcase Citrus. We love that, but it's a local thing. Nobody really knows about it other than people who live here. The other thing was that Southern Hill Farms.
Can't wait to go back
Halloween
to that.
thing we did, fall, Halloween, whatever it was.
Yeah, their Fall Fest.
Fall Fest, yeah. And that was great too, but again, it's a local type little county fair type thing, whatever.
Yep.
But we really enjoyed that, you know. There's just a lot of stuff down here that you can do, no doubt about that.
Yep. But one activity that we love, and I would say if you're coming on vacation and you have time to do it, is airboat rides. Was it Boggy Creek?
Boggy Creek. Yep,
yeah, we've been on a couple, and I can't remember the name of the first one, but Boggy
First one
Creek.
wasn't much, I can tell you that.
It was.
Yeah, but Boggy Creek Airboat Adventure was amazing. We got a video on that, and got gators there, and gift shop and got a decent little restaurant there. And didn't eat there, but it looked pretty good, smelled good. But
So that's something I highly recommend doing, even if you're on vacation. If you have a day and you want to do something different and fun, it's exciting. I mean, it's fun. So go on an airboat ride. And if you live in Florida and you haven't ever done one, highly recommend it. You won't regret it. They're a blast. And
the other thing is, we've talked about this before, technically, they don't call it a theme park, but Gatorland.
yes.
I mean, we love that place, and it's a lot of stuff to do there, but it's, you know, they really have a lot of rides and stuff, so you really can't call it a theme park, although it's maybe themed after gators, I guess you say, but it is. I mean, it's cheap to get in there, and it's not that crowded, and man, the food is great. And we went there at Halloween.
Oh, I cannot wait
And
to go back.
that was amazing. It really was. I was really impressed with the setup they had there, and the little haunted house thing we went through, and you know, it really was. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and plug that. It's called Gators, Ghosts, and Goblins. It's every Saturday and Sunday in October. So it's just 4 weekends on Saturday and Sunday. The pricing, Florida residents are half price, so it's $16.50 for Florida residents. So anyway, you can't beat the price. And even if you aren't Florida residents, I still don't think that that's a bad price. But
Season passes are what, $44.95 or something like that?
yeah,
It's crazy cheap.
$45
It
for
really
a season pass, which I don't know why we haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah.
All the events that they do, like we went to Gator Palooza, and that's all included.
Florida Man Challenge, which was crazy.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
extra charge for like the Halloween event, and but now they do have the monster truck ride, which I highly recommend doing that if you haven't done it. It was an extra charge, but it was only $15, and it was so much fun. I can't even tell you how much fun. So.
Well, train ride, I think it was what, $3 a person, something like that.
Yeah.
And it, you know, wasn't Disney quite caliber, but it was fun and nostalgic, because it was what, 49 or something when they opened that place. I think 1949 or something like that. But anyway, that's basically the same train that was there when they opened. So it's a long running park, and it's a lot of history there. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so that's just a couple of the things that we really, really recommend. Besides the beaches, like I mentioned before in our Did We Make a Mistake Moving Here video, that we want to try is the springs. We haven't done that yet, but we definitely want to do that. But there's so much here to do. There's Old Town. We haven't done that yet. So there's just endless things to do. But airboat rides in Gatorland is a couple of...
A whole lot of stuff we don't even know about, and that's why we're asking questions.
Yeah.
Hey, give us ideas of what you want to see us do. 'Cause
yeah, if y'all have some ideas.
even living here, there's a whole lot of stuff we don't even realize is here. So
Yeah.
so much stuff to do here.
Love checking out new things. Oh, Showcase of Citrus, Southern Hill Farms. They have a fall fest that's coming up in like September and October, and you have to buy your tickets online ahead of time, and they do sell out, and they're dated tickets, so make sure you get them for the right date, and because they only sell a limited number. But it's so much fun. Bring your kids. It's one price. Everything's included, not food, that's separate, but I'm talking about all the bouncy houses and the rides and everything. Just, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, we're gonna move on to question number 3. Thank you, Rita from Florida, by the way. Okay, next, let's see here. We have a question from Danny from Kansas. And let's see here. Well, you know what? Her first question was, what are your favorite things to do in Central Florida outside of the parks?
We kind of covered that.
Okay. There you go. We answered that. Let's go to the next one, which is, what are your top 5 must-see / do things at Disney? Oh, wow. Okay. Ooh-wee.
I have a question for that.
What's that question?
That you want to do, that you enjoy doing.
I think it would be like if you were telling somebody that was coming to Disney from like out of town, you're like, you've got to do this. You cannot miss this.
To me, number 1, Magic Kingdom, the castle, projection, and fireworks.
Yeah.
That is the most special thing about
Happily
Disney.
ever after.
Yep. to me. But there's
Yeah.
other things I can think of, but
Yeah.
that's number one.
Yeah. Number one in Disney is come to Magic Kingdom and do the fireworks happily
That
ever
projection
after.
is just, I mean, it's amazing. And when Tink flies, that is just so special.
Yeah,
It really is.
it's unbelievable. So you
Yep.
cannot miss that. Let's see. This is tougher than I thought because there's so many things.
Somebody grilling too, because it
It
smells,
smells so
daggone
good out here, y'all. Oh, I see it.
I see the
right
smoke
over there.
over there,
We
yeah.
might have to go crash the party. Let me see. This is stumping me.
All of Disney, not just Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. Fantasmic at Hollywood Studios.
Yep.
Yeah, I love Hollywood Studios, but you can, if you're coming down here, you cannot miss Fantasmic. That show is so good, and it had gone away during COVID, and when they brought it back and we went, I cried. That show is unbelievable. So that is a do not miss.
That is
Fantasmic.
amazing.
And depending on the season, sometimes they do 2 shows a night. Always better to go to the second later one because it's less crowded. You can do dining packages at certain restaurants where you book it online and then you go eat and they give you a little ticket, and then you don't have to wait in line to get into Fantasmic. There's special reserved seating just for you, and so you can walk up right as it's about to start and you're going to be guaranteed a seat. So that's a good option. Yep.
I've seen it one time. That was an amazing show.
Yeah, we need to see it again. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Epcot in general, it's my favorite park, so I have to see, you just have to go to Epcot. And it's not really about the rides there. It's
Yeah, they don't have that many. I mean, I love Epcot too, but I'm not a big coaster person anyway. So I love Lunar Land, Soarin', Nemo. I haven't rode Test Track yet. I've been trying to do that for years. Hasn't happened yet, but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's so much stuff to do there, and so many different areas, and you can
Just
spend
the-
days there and not see everything. You know.
And they pretty much always have a festival going on with yummy food. So if you're a foodie, like right now it's food and wine. So if you come, I know a lot of people are, like with their kids may not like it or whatever, but they have little kid cot stations at each country in Epcot, and you can stop and you can visit with people from that country. You do little arts and crafts, so it can be fun. But yeah, I love Epcot. Let's see, we've got 2 more because that's only 3. I say if you're here when they're going on and you can, go to the parties. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, not the first night in August, but you know, and then Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Those are some of my very favorite things to do. I've never had a bad experience at the Halloween party until this year, and that's just because we went to the first one and it was scorching hot, record heat, but
Yeah,
I
to be
can't
honest with you, it's a
recommend
waste
those
of money.
parties enough.
I mean, don't get me wrong, we loved it last year, but it was later in the year and a lot cooler, and it was amazing. But this year, it's so daggone hot, I really didn't enjoy it.
Yeah,
Not because of the party, just because of the temperatures. I mean,
Yeah.
Just sweltering hot. Ugh.
yeah. And let's see, if you want something to do that doesn't cost anything, check out Disney Springs. They've got the largest Disney store in the world there. Tons
That
of
costs money.
yeah, but it's free admission.
Yeah.
Tons of amazing restaurants like the Boathouse where we got engaged, very special.
Yep.
Tons of amazing restaurants, tons of fun shopping. And it, like I said, it doesn't cost anything, so you can go get you a Disney fix. Disney Springs is a perfect thing to do on your check-in day or check-out day, depending on how late you're leaving. But if you're getting here and you don't want to spend money on a park ticket because you're only going to have a few hours, check in, head to Disney Springs. So much to do there and so much good food. So I think that's 5. I could go on and on and on about that.
I could
but
add a few to that too, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
All right, so we're gonna go to the next question, and this is from Bobby from Maryland. Crazy, 2 Marylands. Wow. Anyway, this is a good question. It's not theme park related. What are the advantages and disadvantages of RV life? Take it away.
I can think of quite a few on both sides, but number one to me is advantage is being where we're at Thousand Trails in Orlando. This is just so special to me. I love it. Got my grills here. It's wide open. You've seen the lake. We did a couple videos, and you got room here and stuff like that. I just love the RV lifestyle. But there are some disadvantages, and number one has been downsizing so much, because we came from a 1,200 square foot apartment or something like that to probably a 350 square foot RV. So that was a big adjustment, and we're still dealing with that.
Yep.
But I still love it, being here and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the weather is the other situation too, and I mentioned that at the start of the video. We've had hail damage back in the spring, and we're still fighting some issues with roof leaking or something. And this last storm just went through, we had some water in the bathroom floor. I still ain't figured out what's leaking and where at. So and that could be a house too, not just an RV, but it's just another thing adding to it. But
yeah, the big disadvantage to me, really, there's only one, and that's the lack of storage and lack of wardrobe space for our clothes.
Yeah.
That's really what we struggle with the most.
Yep.
Is just finding room for our clothes and things like that. We did get a storage shed, which helped a lot,
yeah.
but that our clothes that we need, that we can't put them in a storage shed. So that's, to me, the big drawback. And the weather, like last night, when they're issuing tornado watches and you gotta get on your phone and be alert and have we need to do that anyway, no matter where you are, but
It's a little different in RV.
Yeah,
It's definitely more vulnerable than the house apartment.
yeah, it's like a mobile home. You've got
Yeah.
to have a plan to get out like that and everything, but
Yeah, that's thankfully it doesn't happen that often, really, but
yeah,
twice last year,
and then once so far.
and one so far this year. But yeah, and that's Central Florida. You never know. I mean, it could happen anywhere. You can have tornadoes pop up anywhere, especially in springtime. But it luckily where we're at, and I mentioned it in one of my other videos, was we're far enough inland, being in Central Florida, that rarely you have any major damage because you're so far away from the coast. Because the storm will dissipate by the time it gets here. But the tornadoes are the main problem, because they can pop up anywhere and do a lot of damage. You never know. You can't predict them.
Yep.
But thankfully we didn't have any problems. I mean, a little bit of water in the bathroom, but that's something leaking. I got to figure that out. But yeah, I mean,
But it is
weather. I mean, that's one of the things moving down here. So
Yep. But we love it here, and it's a big RV park, and there's plenty of room. Like, our lot is huge.
Yeah.
We've seen some where they were packed in like sardines just next to each other. We have huge lot, so there's plenty of room, plenty of places to go walking and take the dogs walking, and the lake and the fireworks down there.
Yeah.
And just and like I said, he can cook out here and all of that. So
yeah, couldn't do that in the apartment. So I mean, I had one of them little electric grills, but that wasn't hitting on much. I can tell you that. But,
yeah.
And it's hopefully it's starting to cool off here now.
And he'll be able to cook.
It's been so daggone hot here lately. I haven't felt like coming out here to cook it, but
No.
I definitely miss it. So
Yep.
I think she does too.
We already discussed that.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We're going to go on to the next question here. This is from Luann in North Carolina. It says, what's the cheapest you can spend a full day at the parks? So I chose Magic Kingdom, because I'm just assuming it's Disney. So I chose Magic Kingdom. and I looked up a ticket for tomorrow, August 31st, a one-day non-park hopping ticket for tomorrow with tax is $137.39 for an adult. I forgot to look at kids' prices. It's just a little bit cheaper, not much. But their tickets are date-based. So when you're around Thanksgiving, they're going to be higher. When you're around Christmas, they're going to be higher. So this is August 31st, $137.39. Parking, regular parking is $25 per vehicle. Preferred parking is $50 per vehicle. Now, if you are a resort guest or an annual pass holder, parking's free. So if you stay in that hotel, you can park for free, or you can take the Disney transportation. They've got buses, they've got the Skyliner now, some of them have boats, just depending. So, but if you're coming from out of town and you're not staying on property, be prepared, $25 a day for parking. Now the rest is going to be like souvenirs, and that's up to you. You set a budget ahead of time of how much you're going to spend. I'll give you some tips on that in a minute. But food, that's going to be your biggest expense. Now the awesome thing about Disney is they allow you to bring food in and drinks. So I have an insulated backpack, and I'll bring sometimes like little Gatorades or waters, Diet Cokes, whatever. That saves you a ton of money, but you can bring in sandwiches, chips, whatever. So snacks, and there are lockers. So if you wanted to bring in like your food and rent a locker and just keep it in there, and then you're ready for lunch or whatever. So you can save money by bringing in especially your own drinks and stuff and snacks. Of course, you're going to want at least one meal there, which you can save money by doing quick service and not a sit-down meal. So,
well, the bottom line is expensive.
Yeah.
Any of the parks are, but that's the way it is.
That to me, that's where the biggest expense is the food. But souvenirs, if you get down here and you have time, go to the Character Warehouse. It's at the outlets. There's the Orlando Premium Outlets. There's one in Vineland and one on International Drive. And you can go there, and it's licensed Disney. It's what Disney does with their stuff that doesn't sell. Then they send it to the outlets, the Character Warehouse, and you can get some incredible deals there. So if you have a chance, now you may not have a card to get there or whatever, and then you may just want something special from the park. But yeah, so it ain't cheap. But yeah, so the tickets also, they're date based. They're also based on, like, Animal Kingdom is the least popular, so the tickets are cheaper for Animal Kingdom, and then it goes up. I think Epcot's next, and then Hollywood Studios, and then Magic Kingdom, of course, is the most popular, so the most expensive. But yeah, so hope that helped you out a little bit there with that question. I think that is it for now. Like I said, some of you,
we're starting to drag on anyway.
Some of you did submit multiple questions, so we're going to save those for next week's episode. But like I said, email us or comment the questions, and then we're going to try and do this once a week, have these come up on Thursdays, and yeah. So yeah, hopefully this leads to us going live answering questions. Like I said, we're trying to practice and build a community and, get ready, and we don't want to just jump in there and go live just yet.
We still got a few things to figure out to do that. So.
Yep. But this was fun, really fun. I love reading the questions, and that was awesome. Thank you all so much for submitting those questions.
Yep.
Really appreciate it. But I'm hungry, and he's got dinner cooked, so.
It's getting cold.
Yeah, thank goodness for microwaves. we want to wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed episode number 1 of Q&A Thursdays. Thank you again so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't, and join our fun community here. We really do appreciate everybody who has subscribed so far. And remember,
Paradise is state of mind.
you're supposed to say something funny.
I couldn't think of anything. Let's eat.
Yeah, there we go. Remember?
Yeah,
It's
let's
time
eat.
for dinner, yeah.
Yep.
All right, Paradise is a state of mind, guys. See you on the next one.
Don't forget to check out our YouTube store.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With our
Mention that, yeah.
Millers and Paradise merchandise. Yes.
All right, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.